prepare to race onto the field. Everything is riding on this football game. So there's a special intensity, a special urgency. Here come the Volunteers. Wherever you listen throughout the world, it's football time in Tennessee.
I want to send a special shout out to Boogie Bentley, Dauber, and the Indie Kid over at the Talkin VAWLS Network on YouTube. I also want to ask y'all to go smash that like button and subscribe to their channel on YouTube. Go Big Orange.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, and we are counting down to a big-time showdown inside of Neyland Stadium. Lane Kiffin returns for the first time as a head coach. It's going to be a shootout. We're all talking about the fireworks, the explosions, the offense that we are going to see on Saturday night. Big-time game, ESPN, 7:30. The Checker Neyland is all over Twitter, but just going to be a big-time atmosphere. But the question today is just how good can this team be? How strong can they finish off this season? We talked about it a lot during the post-game show. And when you pull up the schedule and you look at the gauntlet that Tennessee is facing over the next few weeks, Ole Miss, Alabama, Kentucky, Georgia, when you talk about the schedule and predictions early in the year or even during the preseason, two of those were guaranteed losses. You say there's no way Tennessee is going to beat Alabama and Georgia. A lot of people said there's no way Tennessee's going to beat Kentucky or Ole Miss. Some people, some experts, some analysts said that Tennessee was going to win 3 to 4 games this year. We're already sitting at 4-2 halfway through the season. Now suddenly things are starting to change. What is a win? Like I said, we talked a lot about it during the postgame show. What is a win over the next 4 weeks? Any kid went as far as to say just get one of the 4 and you're setting yourself up for 7 wins. Some people maybe lean a little bit for maybe go 2-2. Losses to Alabama and Georgia acceptable. Find a way to beat Ole Miss. Find a way to beat Kentucky. But that's going to be the focus of this video because there are some ESPN predictions coming out that might cause us to raise an eyebrow and see where this Tennessee football team is headed. But as always, before we get into it, do me a favor. Go ahead and smash that like button just below the video. Just hit that little thumbs up. Helps the channel, helps the algorithm and the analytics. It plays the numbers game, but we would greatly appreciate it if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network. Welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We are fans just like you. This is for the fans, by the fans. So welcome. Make sure you are subscribed. Click that bell for notifications. Don't miss out. We go live every single Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and also Saturdays immediately following the game. This coming Saturday, we're going to go live about an hour before kickoff for a fan call-in show. The members of this channel, you can click the join button below. It's 99 cents per month. And you get access to those fan call-in shows. But let's go ahead and jump into the article. This is from Rocky Top Insider, article written by Rick Butler. It says ESPN projecting big second half for Tennessee football. I like the sound of that. A lot of this fan base, a lot of people feel like the best is behind us, and it's going to be a rough stretch over the next 4 weeks. Don't know that I disagree, but let's take a look at it and see what ESPN has to say. The article here says ESPN's Football Power Index is projecting an above-average second-half finish for Tennessee after the Vols handled South Carolina at home on Saturday. Halfway into the season, Tennessee is sitting at 4-2 overall, 2-1 in its SEC games. With 6 games remaining on the schedule, ESPN's FPI has Tennessee projected to finish 8-4, going 4-2. In their final 6 games. It says here, out of Tennessee's 6 remaining games, 5 will be against SEC opponents and 4 against ranked opponents, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, and Kentucky. However, ESPN is only projecting Tennessee to lose to Alabama and Georgia. Currently, ESPN gives Tennessee a 10.6% chance to beat the Tide and 12.2% to beat Georgia. What a long way this would go for this Josh Heupel rebuild. He had his hands full coming into Tennessee. We all know the story. Jeremy Pruitt, the NCAA investigation. Everything was stacked against Josh Heupel coming into this season. The fan base, a lot of people upset, didn't support the hire, said Danny White went out and just hired his buddy, threw his buddy a bone. Danny White, on the flip side, said every path he went down, the guy that it was going to take to not just rebuild this football program, but to rebuild that locker room. And they talked a lot about relationships. Danny White said Josh Heupel was the guy that he kept coming back to, and went so far as to say that he tried everything he could to not hire Josh Heupel because he didn't want it to come off as if he was just going and hiring his buddy. But the point is, this fan base was completely divided when Josh Heupel first showed up in Knoxville. If they find a way to finish this season 8-4, 4-2 in conference play, I think that is a huge step in getting this fan base back together and united and seeing where Josh Heupel can go. I already like what I see, guys. Halfway into the season, Josh Heupel, I feel like he gets more with less. I feel like, we all know this team has depth issues, had a lot of injuries, been banged up. Look at what the defense did to South Carolina. And yeah, I know South Carolina doesn't have a great offense. Tennessee's defense was banged up. They were on their third string at the star position. And yes, Turnage came in. What an absolute performance by him. His first time getting a start for Tennessee, just came in, absolutely dominated, leading the team in tackles. I saw he was even the SEC Defensive Player of the Week. But what Josh Heupel has done through 6 games has been impressive to me. If he finds a way to go 4-2 down the stretch here through this gauntlet, you got to say it's a success. Jump back into the article here. It says, although that does mean that ESPN is projecting 4 wins for Tennessee. Currently, ESPN is giving Tennessee a 53.8% chance to beat Ole Miss, 55.8% chance to beat Kentucky. Additionally, according to ESPN Football Power Index, the Vols have above a 95% chance to finish its final 2 games in the win column. ESPN gives Tennessee 95.5. Against South Alabama, 97.9 against Vanderbilt. I think those 2 are guaranteed wins. Guaranteed. Says if those projections were to come true, Tennessee would have a final record of 8-4 overall, 5-3 in the SEC. In addition, ESPN has Tennessee ranked as the 23rd team in the Football Power Index rankings. There are 7 SEC teams ahead of Tennessee in the FBI rankings. Those teams are Georgia, Alabama, Florida, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Texas, A&M, and Auburn. So what do you guys think? When you look at the schedule, I'm going to put it back up on the screen here, going through the gauntlet over the next 4 weeks. Do you think, I know you guys do, you have to think Tennessee has a chance. And it goes back to the beginning when we made our predictions, a lot of hate coming into the comments saying that people, it seems like people either thought Tennessee was going to win 3 games or Tennessee was going to win 9 games, and there was no in between. But that's why you look at this schedule. There's so many toss-up games. And again, going back to that Pitt game, that's a toss-up game. You're talking about a team that could go 8-4 realistically. And yeah, I know it's 53, 55% top chance for those, that Ole Miss and that Kentucky game. Those are toss-up games. But when it's a toss-up game, that is a potential to win. That is a potential to get to 8 wins. Bring back that Pitt game. That's an opportunity to get to 9 wins in year 1 of the Josh Heupel era. What he has done to this point has been impressive. I saw a quote from him talking about recruiting and how recruits are starting to see what this team is about on the field, how many points they're going to score, how they're out there balling out and having fun. Recruiting is going to pick up. We have to get through this NCAA investigation, and then recruiting is going to start to roll. Article goes on to say here, after the conclusion of week 6, Tennessee held on to their 3rd place ranking in the SEC East, 1 spot ahead of Florida, although the Gators beat the Vols at home. In week 4, Florida has played 1 more SEC game, which was a loss. Therefore, Tennessee is ahead of Florida with only 1 conference loss. Yeah, technically, Tennessee is in control of their own destiny, but you've also got 2 of the best teams in the country, even with Alabama falling. Having a conversation with longtime listener Tim Bradley just yesterday. Alabama, once they fall, once they lose, they play pissed off the rest of the season. How many times have we seen Alabama get upset early and then they play angry and they go out and they win a national championship? So Tennessee's got to play 2 of the best teams in the country throughout this stretch. Goes on to say here, going into the game against Ole Miss, even though Tennessee is projected to win, the Rebels are the betting favorite. Tennessee will host number 13 Ole Miss in Neyland Stadium on Saturday night. The SEC Network will have the broadcast at 7 7:30. Again, don't forget, we will be going live tailgate show about an hour before kickoff. Get you guys on, have some conversations, have a good time. But make sure if you have not done so yet, go ahead and smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Again, join us tomorrow night, Tuesday night, every single Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the Talkin Vols Network for Talkin Vols Live. Love interacting with you guys. Good time hanging out. Also, you can support the channel by going to bonfire.com/store/Talkin Vols, picking up any and all merchandise. We've got different designs, different styles, different color schemes, but any and all support is greatly appreciated. At the time of this video, we just hit 8,500 subscribers on YouTube, and that is all thanks to you guys. We appreciate you sharing the videos out. If you've got other friends that are Tennessee fans, let them know about Talkin Vols. Would love to see them in the chat hanging out for the post-game shows. But that is going to wrap it up. Hit that comment section. Let me know what you think. Can Tennessee finish strong? Can they finish strong? Can they get to 8-4? And what would you consider a success at this point? The way the first half's played out, is 6-6 a success? You got to see this team get to 7. I think we would all be in agreement that 8-4 would be a huge success for Josh Heupel. But that's going to wrap it up. This is the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
The dogs howl like me. Poets